It's Ninja Monkey, Sunday, Monday, Dana time. Cause yeah, I can wear a banana. I can wear a bandana if I want to, guys. Welcome to Ninja Monkey, everyone. I'm Nathan, and today it's all about you. You can ask me the questions. As always, the floor is open to any Japan travel questions, and we have an incredible crowd with us always in the chat, who can also help me and answering questions as they usually do. So thank you so much for being here, and let's get to it. I'm so excited because I only have one more live stream next week before I head off to Japan. So super exciting times, and I know that some of you who watch the channel often are in Japan, which makes me very jealous. And behind me, just a reminder that I have loads of videos, guides. In this case, I'm just showing the less visited sides of Tokyo and Kyoto. Pretty cool videos. I love making those. And a reminder that I have just put out an update video just right now, so maybe you want to check it out. I actually pulled down the original video because there were some issues with it, and I added to it, and there was some misinformation that I wanted to get rid of, so I pulled it. And so please rewatch it and give it a like, give it a comment, give it a hype. So yeah, let's get to it. Buzz Play, how are you doing? Thanks for being here. Hi. God damn. Hello there, Lord McGree. Knight, how you doing? Carl? Ooh, lots of people today. Awesome. Bojo is here. Pertsa. Awesome. 1 minute countdown. We're here. It's happened. I think pretty much on time, I think. Hola. Good evening. How late are we guessing today? I'm not that late usually. I mean, if I'm ever late, it's like by 3 or 4 minutes max. Woo. Let's see. Oh, thank you so much, Lord McGray, for those 5 Ninja Monkey memberships. Maybe I am sort of like it's a little bit itchy, this bandana. Maybe it needs to go in the wash. Oh, and also, Jim Ross, arigato, thank you so much for the 5 Ninja Monkey memberships. Much appreciated. As always, if you do send super chats or whatever, I will highlight it. Always highlighting your support. Hey all, hey Jesse. Why Nippon? Because yeah. Tommy, how's it going? I spent all morning liking and commenting on your new videos. Thank you so much, Jim Ross. I've seen that you've been busy. I even caught you at the tail end of somebody else's stream. I said hello, but I think you left by then. Haven't been to one of these in a while. Well, Tommy, thank you for being here. Much appreciate it. We have fun just hanging out, and it's always great. Remember to like. A YouTuber actually concerned about the accuracy of their content. I guess it does happen, Bojo, of course. I mean, there were things in there also that I felt might hurt the video that I'm not going to mention on here, but I also added, and there were just a few tweaks. I mean, it had the video, yeah, I decided to do it. It was weighing in my mind, so. Hey, Jamie-san, how you doing? And my months of memberships has almost caught up with my age, 40. Yay. Thank you so much, Jesse, for being a member for 40 months. Incredible. It always really, really surprises me that you guys keep on coming back to watch. I think that is the biggest blessing of all, this YouTube little community that we have. And I put out a video also on Happy Gaijin. I'm trying to keep... it's really difficult, but I'm trying to keep Happy Gaijin more relaxed, more like opinion-based commentary, vloggy, but without all the fuss and all the crazy edits. A quick location where I can stream, and when I'm in Japan, where I can put my thoughts to video without having to worry about spending hours editing it. And I think people are liking that sort of raw side of me, very, very raw side of me. Pretty much unscripted, just a few bullet points that I write and I have in front of me and I talk off. And obviously when it comes to that kind of content, talking off bullet points like that, I'm not 100% used to it. So I'm sort of getting my momentum there. But yeah, you can check Happy Gaijin also. Your support is always supported there. Your support is always valued there also. Good evening, Tony. Post Japan depression hitting me in the office hard. It's a real thing. Totally a real thing. The guy, you're welcome. Yeah, Coke. I have Coke here, ready to go. In fact, maybe I'll open it now, because if I don't drink this at the beginning of the stream and I wait, then I'm too caffeinated to go to sleep. But I've cut down so much on Coke Zero. Only 18 months for me? Or already 18 months? You decide. Kanpai. Already 18 months. Incredible. I mean, when was it that we met up? I can't even remember. We met up in Asakusa, but I can't remember when it was. It's all like a blur, to be honest. I love these emojis. I need to add some more, or I need to look at my if I can add some more emojis, and we'll do a little emoji combini, whatever emoji, sort of like votes. Evening, Japan, Ichiban. So what I was going to mention is that somebody posted a comment. How dare I wear this bandana because it's cultural appropriation? That's basically what they more or less said. And I opened my last video on Happy Gaijin, basically telling them to F off, more or less. Because firstly, if you know me, you know how much I love the country and the respect that I have for the people of Japan. Secondly, cultural appropriation. If you're Japanese and you have an issue, you could tell me and we could talk about it. But if you probably don't even live in the country and you're not even Japanese, then, pause for a moment. There's much more important things in the world to talk about and worry about. In fact, I know loads of Japanese people and they love the fact that we love Japan. They have no problem with it. We met April last year in Asakusa. That's it, April. Oh my god, a year already. Oh my god, wow. Incredible. I just have memories of the Starbucks and drinking that whatever drink I had like it was the last drink of my life, and going to Donkey and having a little mini heart attack. Tomiki. Alan, the man with the toilet and a bright ass life. Very lucky Alan has got himself a Japanese toilet. Alan is Japan Ichiban. You can check out his content also on Facebook. He has 200,000 followers. He puts out daily content, photos that he takes on his trips in Japan with little captions, commentaries and videos also. Always worth supporting one another out, especially the people that I know that are always working hard on their content. Those are the people that I truly support, people that put in the work. Norma Gray says to Tommy that post-Japan blues is real, and this is partly the reason why I think we're all here. It's sort of like the post-Japan blues club. Stroke, let's plan for Japan. Stroke, let's hang out because it's Sunday. Stroke, let's hang out. Let's answer questions together. By the way, not so many questions so far. Good response, thank you. Have a friend who is going for the first time. What to do? Golden Route. Want to do the Golden Route, but I'm trying to push to add to at least one other city. I was thinking Takayama, but what would be your recommendation? I think my recommendation would be based on how long they're going to be traveling in Japan and the time constraints, how much time they have to travel around Japan. Personally, I think that the Golden Rule isn't a terrible idea. It's about how you do the Golden Route. Did I say Golden Rule? It's about how you do the Golden Route, how you get there. Obviously, adding places along the way is probably going to be key. I think the Hokuriku Arch Pass is probably a very good, interesting way of getting to the from Tokyo to Kyoto or Osaka via Kanazawa, etc. All the area there, Toyama, Fukui, or whatever they want to stop. Those places are all worth checking out. Takayama is amazing, and it's one of my top locations, to be honest. Every time that I've been to Takayama, I've loved it. Every time that I send somebody to Takayama, they love it. It's a highlight for many people. So it all depends on the time constraint, and then maybe I would be able to give more info. ¿Cómo el tiempo vuelo? ¿Cómo el tiempo voló? ¿Cómo vola el tiempo? ¿Cómo se fue el tiempo? How time flies. That Spanish was a bit odd there, but maybe South American Spanish, I don't know. Question, have you heard of any warnings about traveling to Japan in relation to Iran threats to tourist destinations and the Japan Prime Minister's visit on Thursday to the US? As far as I'm aware, Japan is safe. Everything is okay Japan side. Most, if not all, of the routes are flying via slightly altered routes where they're avoiding the conflict zone. So there isn't any specific danger. A lot of airlines from Europe are flying via the northern route to Japan also, so that's not a problem. And if you're coming from the USA, then absolutely no problem, or Canada, for example, there's no problem in that respect. The only issue is obviously oil prices, and perhaps as a result of less carriers flying to Japan, all those Middle Eastern carriers that are currently sort of on hold, the seats are filling up, so, and probably more expensive. But yeah, great question, as Laurie has just said. Nathan, I want to let you know we are now actually going back to Tokyo this October. Wow! Yeah. Well, I don't know what's going to happen with me in October. We'll see. I mean, I've got this trip in a week and a half, and then I have my summer trip, which I'm still planning. I'm half planned now. So yeah. Arriving at 4 p.m. at Haneda Airport Terminal 3. Staying in Asakusa. Is the KQ airport train too busy at that time with luggage? Is the limousine bus a better option? You know what? I think the trains are quite frequent anyway. If you're not in a rush, I mean, tomato, in that respect. If there is a limousine bus that gets you directly to your hotel, or very, very close to your hotel, that's going to be the most comfortable and probably the easiest option. And the only thing is that limousine buses don't run as frequently as trains, so you need to bear that in mind. Also, when it comes to trains, I don't think there's much of an issue from starting at the airport, because usually what happens is when you get on the train at the airport, usually they are you buy your ticket in advance, or you get the ticket, just before the train. You get assigned a seat, so you won't have a problem. And it gets busier as you get closer to Tokyo. This is my experience anyway. There are perpetually offended individuals for others who made them the cultural police. Usually wrong, and think they're uninformed opinions are considered by no one by themselves. This is so true. I mean, I've learned a lot from YouTube, and that is that everybody wants to have an opinion, and everybody's entitled to have an opinion, but it's very easy to just type it out when you're an anonymous person. And the question is, would you actually tell someone your opinion to their face? The likelihood is that no, you wouldn't. And I always like to abide by the rule of, if I wouldn't tell somebody that to their face, then it ain't gonna be going online. That is my opinion. If I ain't gonna have the guts, or it's not in my character to tell somebody something, then I'm not gonna write it online. But loads of people think that they can. Oh, Mexican Spanish, por eso un poquito diferente. Question, hello Ninja Monkey, I'm currently test packing for my upcoming 2-week trip. I love that. I love that you are currently test packing, because that is awesome. And I was curious what the minimum clothing to pack. I'm so confused. This is my second trip to Japan. Okay, it's gonna be spring. You're gonna need something warm in the evening, and you're gonna need layers for during the day. Just think that. My rule, my rule sort of changes because I forget it. But my rule is sort of like if you're going to Japan for a week, then pack for 5 days. If you're going to Japan for 2 weeks, then pack for, I would say, 1 week. And if you're staying for longer, then pack for 10 days and do laundry. That's sort of the rule that I set myself. I usually pack for 4 or 5 days if I'm going for a week. I usually pack for a week if I'm going for two, and be clever with your clothes. Be clever with what you pack. Be clever to have things that mix and match. I usually take like jackets, that two jackets, alternating jackets with alternating long sleeve tops that I can alternate with them, and all of a sudden I have four different wardrobes just there. I've heard Malaysia is starting to see the pinch from gas shortages. Really, not sure about the rest of Southeast Asia, but the longer this goes, the more countries will be affected. This is so true. This is super true. 1 year. What? Nights. Wow. And for all the dedication you put in Kampaisa. Thank you. Appreciate it. And thank you for all of your dedication to, turning up every week. I really appreciate it, because it would be very lonely just to be sitting here and talking to no one. I would suggest you use a bus. It's way more comfortable after a long flight. If it's your first trip, your second trip, I would agree there. Me personally, because I go to Japan so often and I know the train system so well, my rule is usually I try to get to my destination as quickly as I can, and I don't care if the limousine bus is going to get me there first. Then I'll get the limousine bus. If it's public transport like trains or whatever, then I'll get the train. +1 for the bus if you can find one that gets to the place near your accommodation. Yeah. Let us know, Macau, Makua. Mac. Let us know what you decide and how it goes. It is fine to hear flights are getting full or prices going up, as on Tuesday I had a chance to upgrade from economy to business in discount for my flight to Nagoya. The business was quite empty. You'll find that also there's been drop-offs. People might not actually be able to make it to the flight. You might find that this is one of the reasons also that, yeah. Kazumi, what? Kazumi is in Japan. What are you doing up, dude? What are you doing watching us? Ignore the stream. Go and enjoy. It must be like in the early mornings, but I bought way too much clothes last week. You're up very early. Fishermen wake up early. This is true. I'm not a fisherman. I wake up early also. The fish gets a worm, but the early bird gets a worm too, right? Wow. What's the best option to get from Itami Airport to Kyoto? Public transport. If it's a big group of you, then maybe taxi, but arrange it beforehand. Oh yeah, the taxi price hike that I mentioned in my update, it's going to start being implemented at the end of April, so you still have a little bit of time. Those of you who are going for spring, probably the next month will be fine. I don't think it's something that's going to be super noticeable. Taxis are already expensive, so therefore it's just going to feel a little bit more expensive. Plus, it all depends on the type of traveler that you are. Last time I was in Japan, I only took one taxi the whole time I was there, and I shared it with my friends because this is kind of crazy. The Yamanote line was delayed by like half an hour, and we had dinner reservations, and I'm meeting some other friends, so we decided to get a taxi. So, and if you're sharing, actually, the taxi isn't a terrible idea. If you're sharing, if there's 3 or 4 of you, you're paying 240, 280 or whatever yen for a train ride anyway, per person. So you might find that for short distances, a 7, 8, 10 minute ride, sharing a taxi isn't the worst idea in a group. Sending out genuine prayers for peace, because peace makes the world better. Yeah, amen to that. Amen. Tommy says luggage forwarding has been a life changer for you. For me too. I think that luggage forwarding is amazing, but it's one of those things that you do need to plug. You need to factor into your planning, and you can't just decide, oh, I'm going to luggage my forward my things, because it might not arrive when you want it to arrive. So you got to factor that in. Mac says, question. What's some of your favorite non-tourist cities near Tokyo City? Looking for a more local experience, especially with food. Interesting. I think that I actually like Ashikaga. Ashikaga is kind of interesting. It's in Tochigi Prefecture. It's sort of like the prefecture of Nikko. Definitely no tourists. It's got a really beautiful shrine reminiscent of Fushimi Inari sort of thing, with some gates. It's got one of the oldest universities in Japan. Beautiful. I mean, old as in it's the original, one of the original universities. It's incredibly beautiful. I've got a whole video series on Ashikaga that I recommend. You can get there in an hour and a half. There's a flower park, which is actually now in May, end of April, May, they get their wisteria blooming. So that's one of the places I would probably highlight when it comes to cities that have more local experiences, especially with food. I mean, another one is definitely very local would be Nagoya for food. Nagoya was spectacular. I was impressed how good Nagoya was as a location for food. Monkey Crew, yes, hello. How are you doing? Believe in yourself? Hi Nathan, hi everyone. Any Seiko fans here? I've been reading about the company's history and it's really cool. Looking into some watches to buy in the next trip in Japan, hopefully in December. Nakano Broadway is pretty good for watches. Somebody mentioned that a few streams back, and it reminded me that when I went to Nakano Broadway, I was thinking to myself, hey, there's loads of watch places here. Limousine buses are better for comfort and views. In my not so humble opinion, it's humble enough, dude. That changes depending on time of the day and where your pickup drop off is in relation to accommodation. Absolutely. It all depends on how far away from your accommodation you're going to end up. Sometimes you just have to endure a crowded train as the last steps to finally reaching your destination. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Hello, I was in Japan in 2022. Had a mobile Suica. I'm going back at the end of March. Is it possible to change my stations that are embedded in there? It is possible to change it. Change my stations that are embedded in there. Is it possible to change it? I don't understand the question. I don't understand why you'd want to change the history of your Suica. What are you trying to hide? What are you trying to hide? I tried to find the vintage King Seiko Vanak, but they are all gone. Ooh. Question: most travel influencers I see on YouTube are merino wool lovers. What is your take on merino wool? My take on merino wool is that I haven't reached the level of being a travel influencer that can actually afford it. Maybe one day I will reach the travel influencer status where I can actually have some merino wool stuff. But from what I've read, it's pretty good, and I have a friend who has merino wool stuff. But yeah, you literally only need 1 or 2 things. But maybe one day. Let's hope. 100,000 subscribers. Hi, have you ever stayed in a super hotel with hot spring or something similar hotels? If you did, do you like it in Osaka or Tokyo locations? I've stayed in super hotels many times, and I think they are. Super hotels are very similar to dormi inns and very similar to upper hotels, sort of like in the middle between an upper and a dormi inn. Basic rooms are basic. Depending on the super hotel, also you got to realize that not all hotels are the same. They have basic, they don't have onsen as such, but they have sento, public baths, usually at the very, very top. So yeah, they're okay. They're okay. They're super. They never offered to let me drive. I'm apparently not trustworthy. What? I've caught way too many taxis this trip after lots of drinks. Ah, drinking. Have we been drinking? Whoop, whoop, whoop. We have our plane tickets. We're going back in October. Indeed. Whoa. What dates? What dates? Going to Japan for my second time. How doable does Nagoya, Hida, Kanazawa, Nagano, Matsumoto route sound, and recommendations on days to stay in each place? I would say first of all, Hida Takayama. Nagoya to Hida Takayama is very, very doable. Kanazawa from Hida to Kanazawa is very, very doable. The only last leg of the trip that you mentioned in Nagano, Kanazawa to Nagano, I'm not very sure to be honest, but Nagano to Matsumoto is very, very easy, an hour or so on the train. When it comes to these locations, from Takayama, then there's lots of day trips that you can do, so you probably need 3 nights in Takayama. Is probably worth it. 1 day to see Takayama itself, and then 2 days for side trips. Definitely, I'd say. Kanazawa, minimum of 2 nights, to be honest. There's lots to see and do. Nagano, you're probably okay with 1 night, or even in passing. You could literally get the train to Nagoya, we'll say. Nagoya is probably okay in passing. 1 night is probably okay, to be honest, and this is a specific thing that you want to do there. Nagano, I would say 2 nights also. There's lots to do and see there. And Matsumoto is probably a 1 night thing, unless you want to extend and check out the area more. Anyway, in my opinion. 6 days in Tokyo isn't enough to do everything. Ended up just exploring Ikebukuro for 2 full days because that's where my hotel was. Especially the first few days when you're sort of getting to grips with where everything is. I think the first day is definitely a little bit of a, oh my god, where is everything? How do I find my bearings? And finding places to eat and that kind of thing. Jet lag, dealing with lots of things. So I can understand how you can spend 2 days just in one location, especially the area where you're staying. Definitely. Went to watch shop in Ueno, ended up with a GS keychain and an old zipper watch. I love Ueno. Everyone knows I love Ueno. I wanted to stay in Ueno this trip, but the hotels were too expensive, I guess because of Sakura season and Ueno being a hub for Sakura. I'm getting to Ikebukuro this trip. This trip I'm actually going to be in Hamamatsucho, which works well. It's much quieter, a little bit more busy, districty sort of like location. Great views of the Tokyo Tower, and I have a bar that I always visit there. They know me quite well. It's the sort of place that I try to visit every trip, or as many trips as I can. Everyone has one of those, one of those izakayas that you sort of return to because people know, they know you, yeah. And so I'm be staying in Hamamatsucho. Originally, I was supposed to fly into Haneda and out of Haneda, but they cancelled my flight. And after a lot of fighting with Expedia, you've probably watched the video on Happy Gaijin. They have now rerouted me to Narita, but flying out from Haneda. So it works okay, I guess. On the way out, I'm already at the monorail station, and it will be quite easy to get to Haneda from the monorail station. If I uploaded the amount of drink photos I had in the Ninja Monkey Discord, we might run out of server memory. keep it to your phone then. Kanazawa to Nagano is Hokuriku Shinkansen, super doable. There you go. I couldn't remember straight off the top of my head. Has anyone heard how Frog Lady is enjoying her time? I believe she's in Japan now. She's my spirit animal. I think she's everybody's spirit animal. I haven't heard from her, but I think no news is good news when it comes to Frog Lady. She's there with her son and her family, so she's having a great time. And I'm actually going to be meeting Frog Lady in a week and a half on the 4th of April. Actually, is that a week and a half? I don't know, but on the 4th of April, I'm actually going to be meeting Frog Lady in Hamamatsucho. Very excited, very, very excited. 3 weeks to go, yay! Bit of a different trip this time. Craig, that's amazing. Just watched part of a video where a couple went on the 7 stars train in Kyushu. I checked the ticket prices and decided it was probably not for me at around £9,000 per ticket for a 3-night journey. Anybody want to subscribe? Anybody wants to sponsor that part of my trip? That's crazy. 9,000 per ticket. I mean, I can't afford merino wool. You think I'm going to be able to afford £9,000 a ticket for a 3-night journey? I miss Toyama and Aomori. These under tourism spots have a lonely feel, but are so beautiful. I don't think they feel lonely. They just feel less crowded, but it's fine. I love it. I love it. 9,000, crazy. Aomori is definitely beautiful, as Japan Ichiban has just said. Grand Tenku from Osaka to Koyasan seems amazing. It does, and the price is decent. It seems to be decent. Also, I went to Koyasan last summer. I have some vlogs on Happy Gaijin. I met my spirit animal, the fox, there. Not the monkey, but the fox. So yeah, check it out. I enjoyed that trip. It's one of my favorite places. Still relatively undiscovered. Definitely a location that less tourists visit. I highly recommend it. I think it's one of those places that it's probably seasonal. There's going to be some times when it's going to be a little bit more busy than others. So make the most of it and go ASAP before it becomes super busy. I guess one of the reasons why it's less busy is because accommodation is a little bit difficult to get. You really do need to book in advance. Some of those temples are really expensive if you don't. Even my basic temple that I stayed in was quite expensive. Probably one of the most expensive lodgings of my entire trip, to be totally honest with you. Anyway, Kampai, here's to all the monks that put up with tourists in their temples. Hey, thank you so much for the donation. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thanks so much. Hey, thank you for the previous comments regarding car rental and weather in the fall. Oh, you're very welcome, dude. You asked the question in Happy Gaijin and you leave the comment here. So thank you. Much love and high fives from Hungary. High five, high five, high five, high five, high five, high five. Much appreciated. This is what we're here for. We're here to support each other and to help each other. So yeah. Nathan and friends, we will be in Tokyo as our home base from October the 7th to the 17th. And we are planning starting now. I also have to settle on a hotel and obviously itinerary and all that. It's exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. I'll give you a little bit of an update on my trip so far from the top of my head. So I am starting in Tokyo, spending 4 days in Tokyo. I am flying then to the Oki Islands, where I'm spending 3 nights, renting cars, traveling around ferries and all that, the Oki Islands. Then I'm getting a ferry to the mainland, where I go to Matsue, Tsuwano, and then I make my way to Kitakyushu. And then from Kitakyushu, I get a ferry to Osaka. From Osaka, I'm not sure if I am going to go to Wakayama to meet Trainee, my friend Trainee, or if I'm going to stay in Osaka first and then go to meet up with her. I'm not very sure yet, that part. But then I will go back to Tokyo and I will spend another 4 or 5 days in Tokyo to sort of resettle, and then I'll do the second. That would be probably half of my trip. and then I have to sort of reset and figure out what the second half of my trip is. Oh, thank you so much, Japan Ichiban. Thank you so much, Alan and Michaela. Arigato gozaimasu. Thanks for another stream and for answering all our questions. Well, I think that you answer more questions than me, to be honest, because whenever I get to the question and then I realize that you've answered it, but I'm just too slow. So I appreciate everybody who does answer the questions. Definitely worth checking the comments. There's a lot of awesome people here which are trustworthy, who have been to Japan many times, and I think that's what makes this chat on a Sunday or a Monday, depending where you're watching, super unique and very useful, because the amount of knowledge that is here right now is incredible. We have some incredible people. This is not just a stream of people that are planning their trips to Japan, but it's a stream of people that have a lot of experience. Collectively, we have a lot of experience. So ask, read the comments, and also don't forget to check out the Discord, where we have a great wealth of knowledge on there too. Japan, thanks. I will have questions in Discord. So many. How do you look for ferries? I see lots can't be reserved online unless you're Japanese. The ferries that I've seen have had English support. To be honest, I search for ferries online through forums, and even sometimes ask ChatGPT, to be honest, like what ferry can I take, and then I go onto their site and I do all the investigation. I then have to set myself alarms and reminders, because a lot of these ferries, the tickets don't go on sale until maybe 1 month before, some of them 2 months before, some of them just 2 weeks before. So I need to make sure that I have alarms set to book my ferries. So at the moment, I need to book the ferry from the Oki Islands to the mainland, and then I need to book, and I wanna book a suite, like a nice room, on the ferry from Kita Kyushu to Osaka, because that ferry, originally I was gonna go to Oita and get the ferry from there, but I decided, why am I gonna go to Oita? I've been there before. I mean, I loved it. I was really tempted to go back to Oita and do it from there. But the Kita Kyushu ferry has outdoor baths on the boat. So that sold it for me. But the Oita ferry had a buffet. But the Kita Kyushu ferry doesn't have a buffet, has a normal sort of like cafeteria, canteen sort of thing. But it has outdoor baths, guys. Outdoor baths on a ferry overnight in a suite. And it was something like, it was going to cost like, I don't know, $80 or $90 for the night for the ferry with a suite. I mean, to get to Osaka, it's a no-brainer. Totally no-brainer. I feel that even though the JR Pass hike happened, as long as you are doing more than 2 Shinkansen rides, it's worth it just for the free local JR lines. It depends, to be honest. Pretty cold. It does depend. Most of the time, 2 Shinkansen rides isn't enough for a JR Pass, most of the time. And local trains are generally not very expensive. So you do need to look it up. I'm starting to try to nail down a time for a trip this year. Usually I plan for November to December range, but might go for October or go with friends, depending on the schedule. At the moment, if I was to go in the fall, and it all depends on many factors, because at the moment my work is looking at potentially changing my schedule, and it would mean that I would finish earlier for summer, and I would have a longer summer, which is great, and I would have a 2-week break for spring, which at the moment I only have 1. If they do that, then I might have to rejuggle and rethink of how best to use my time in Japan. That's just a thought. What sporting events have you done in Japan? Jesse asks. I think I remember seeing baseball and American football. Have you ever done J League, real football? No, I haven't. But maybe this is a trip for that. One of my actually, I'm not very sure if it will be too late for the J League in the summer. But one of my friends is a J League coach, an actual coach for Kobe football team, and he's all the time asking me to go to his games, and I never go. I never go because he always asks me last minute, and I'm like, I need to be totally in the mood for that kind of thing. But he's if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen when I was in Kobe last year. You probably saw me with this most adorable little girl that was looking at me all nervous with her hands clenched like that, like super nervous looking at me. I was the first foreigner that she'd ever seen, or that she'd ever not seen, but the first foreigner that she'd had like interactions with, and she sat on my lap and she sort of looked at me and she was like, "What is this?" But I want to cry, but I'm gonna be very Japanese and I'm not going to cry. I'm going to pretend to smile. That was sort of the Japanese sentiment that the baby gave me. Anyway, that's my friend's baby. I wouldn't be in Japan until the end of October. To be honest, I probably wouldn't be in Japan for the beginning of November. Jennifer French. How are you doing? You know, I nearly wore the Hanshin Tigers. I wore it the last live stream. How are you doing, Jenny? How many sleeps will I have? I leave on the 2nd of April, so you can sort of do the maths. On the 1st of April, I actually go to the airport. I stay in the hotel, and then on the 2nd of April, in the very, very morning, I start heading to Japan. Very, very soon. Ninja Monkey, do you know if Saitama crowded in April? Thanks. Saitama is never crowded. That's my answer. Well, it depends. There are some locations in Saitama that can be tourist, like Kawagoe. That would probably be crowded. I'm guessing that's always crowded, or getting more and more popular, but generally Saitama is not. Ladies and gents, question. Is there a preferred car rental service in Japan, or it does not matter which one we would choose for car rental? Well, Gazumi, who's probably sleeping by this point, actually made a whole forum thingy on the Discord. So check it out. There's a whole section about car rentals in Japan. So check it out. Gazumi wrote some really good tips on there. I've used Nissan car rental and it was good. Good. We have a Fred. That's it. You see? That's it. A Fred. Did I say Fred? I used to watch all their videos when the channel was newer. Now they travel in different style. I only watch cruise Japan train content. Ooh. Do you remember an island from Naha? You can do it in one day. Do you recommend an island from Naha? You know what, Moses? I've not actually gone to Naha in Okinawa. I opted to go to Ishigaki and Takome Island in near Ishigaki, the area, just because I felt that Naha was going to be a little bit Americanized, or a little bit Western, I guess, or I don't know. In my mind, from my research, Ishigaki looked a lot more like what I pictured Okinawa to be, and I am absolutely so glad that I did that, and I would repeat it. Although I should go to Naha at some point, right? Hey, I'm going to Japan in 2 weeks from New York. Does temperatures drop at night? Temperatures do drop at night. I'd say take something warm for the evening, definitely. But during the day, it can get quite warm. I mean, I remember last year, I was basically wearing a t-shirt with a long sleeve sort of like jacket over. And then in the evening, I was wearing a slightly warmer jacket, or I would put like an extra layer underneath. I have not gone to a wrestling event, and I have not done sumo yet, but I want to. Yeah, baseball is relatively easy to, although I've never actually organized to go to a baseball game. It's always been people that have invited me, like Jennifer. Can you use credit cards regularly in Japan? Definitely. Just check with your bank to make sure that it's not blocked for Japan, and please check the fees. Banking fees. You four all females looked at me like, this foreigner. I want to cry, but I'm gonna be polite. Oh. Already on Discord. Awesome. My bike is up and running. I'm gonna go out of here, guys. Enjoy the stream. Take care. Please share some photos. Share some photos, Kazumi. Oh man, you should have gone. Spanish national hero Andres Iniesta played for Kobe for like 5 years. I'm not very sure what league though. I mean, he is Kobe coach, but not sure what league. I've just realized looking through things yesterday for my trip that I arrived the start of Silver Week. Ooh, interesting. That's going to be interesting. I don't think I'll ever do a Silver Week. I think the next Silver Week is like 2030 something. I was looking it up. Most Japanese words I know are food related, the important words, right? Is there a way to observe, not participate in karate lessons in Japan? That's an interesting question, and one that I don't think anybody's ever asked me, so therefore I'm not very sure. But I guess that in the same way that that they have sumo, you can observe sumo training, maybe you can observe karate. I mean, one of my friends is Kaido, does Kaido. I can ask him and see if if they do it for Kaido, they'd probably do it for karate. Get some sleep, Kazumi. Well, Kazumi is ready to I was gonna say to fish, right? Sumo sort of travels around Japan. You need to check the schedule. Good evening, Yabashi. How are you doing? I usually go the week after Golden Week. Everyone is recovering, so there is less travel. Definitely, there's definitely gonna be less travel. The week after Golden Week, it's a great time to go. I mean, one of my workmate's son, is going just around Golden Week, and they were a bit worried about it, and I said, you know what, just deal with it. Just deal with it. If it's the only time you can go, just deal with it. Nothing wrong with that. Nathan, would it be possible to get an alert on Discord when you go live? There's some nice spots that to do that too. Awesome. And Yabashi, I had not even thought about that, and I think that's a great option. I mean, I already share whenever I post a video, but I don't share when I go live necessarily, do I? Oh, karate tournaments? That's a good one, probably. I'm going to Japan on my own for a month. Knights of the 21st Century 83 is very lucky because they're going to Japan for the very first time for a month. Life-changing. Be prepared to change your life. My route is Tokyo, Ito, Kyoto, Osaka, Fukuoka, and Tokyo. Was wondering whether this route is optimal regarding transportation. Well, Fukuoka to Tokyo is not optimal. It's a little bit far. You could do like change Kyoto and Osaka, as in add Kyoto after Fukuoka, or add Osaka after Fukuoka, and therefore that bridges the gap between Fukuoka or Hakata or whatever and Tokyo. So you have Osaka and Kyoto in between. That will probably bridge the trip and make it a lot more sensible. Check Budo Japan online. They have all the martial arts listed. Ooh, Jim Ross. What's this secret information that you have, huh? What would be your perfect day in Fukuoka? I'm just curious. What will you do in 24 hours in Fukuoka? Eat ramen, eat ramen, eat ramen, eat ramen. In Fukuoka, I've done all the touristy things, to be honest. Parks, museums, ramen, taking in the city, walking around. I don't necessarily have a specific perfect day for Fukuoka, but I do definitely say that the Hakata ramen, also in the evening, the Hakata like yotai like stalls are pretty cool. Totally recommend doing that in the evening. I've got some old videos also. I'm looking at a trip, but the last week is Golden Week. Kind of not looking forward to that since I had to deal with that when I was there in September. You had to deal with Golden Week in September? Why? I don't understand. Because Golden Week is in May, not in September. So I'm a bit confused. But I'd say that in respect to Golden Week, you just need to make sure that you get your booking of your Shinkansens done early with plenty of time. Are movies shown in English as well in movie theaters? I've only been to the movie theater twice, and the 2 times that I've been, it's been totally in Japanese. I haven't necessarily gone looking out for an English movie star. I actually don't know. Jess in Tokyo is your senpai. I know that she's a friend of yours. I've been wanting to meet her for a while. I know that she wants to meet me also. We just hasn't happened. Beautiful waterfalls right near Fukuoka also. I mean, I've done Fukuoka Hakata, and now I'm going to be staying in Kitakyushu, which is basically, sort of the same area. Food in Fukuoka, I know. The yatais are amazing, absolutely. This is where I go for gacha. Really go under. The Bandai Namco store in Canal City is awesome for that. Ooh, interesting. 23 Australian instead of 900 yen in Fukuoka. A lot of times of the year that people tell you to avoid are also times that have lots of events going on. If you want to attend those events, then plan for it, don't avoid it. Those of you who have been following me now, I've been saying it a little bit, but I have been writing I have pretty much written a travel guide. I'm just compiling it all. And there is a chapter on, it's called Summer. Basically, I have a chapter on when to go to Japan, and one of them is summer, my unpopular opinion, and that's one of the things that I talk about. I talk about all the events and all the things that happen in the summer, and the reason why perhaps you should go to Japan in summer. Obviously, I talk about other seasons also, not just summer, but. Do you think I can get a taxi to go up for sunset and tell the taxi driver to pick me up 1 hour later? I've done that plenty of times, MacBlend, for other locations. I'll give you an example. You can even watch my video. If you go and you search for Moto no Sumi Inari Shrine, Moto no Sumi Inari, Moto no Sumi, I'll type it out because it's Moto, maybe you can find Moto no Sumi. If maybe one of the admins can share the video for Moto no Sumi Inari Shrine. That shrine, a few years ago, 2018 I think, 2019 perhaps, I had the choice. There was no public transport. I don't know if things have changed. I got a train to the closest station to it. I got a taxi, and I asked the taxi driver if they could pick me up an hour later or so, and they did. we agreed on the charge before. So you should be able to do that. In fact, by my calculations, the cost of the taxi would have been the cost of me renting a car. What lights me up inside? You guys. The community, YouTube, and generally just the, you know, planning and editing and planning. Movies are in English with Japanese subtitles. You can check the listings and they'll highlight foreign language films. Have you been to a movie to watch a movie in Japan, Jim? Also, lots of things got scheduled for Golden Week since people have time off then. Yeah, exactly. Because it's the old hike road and when it's dark, there are bears. Then you definitely want to be careful, dude. I have a question regarding smoking. I've seen that on some streets in Japan it's not allowed. How is it with smoking over there? Very strict? Well, actually, Knights of the 21st Century 83, I have a video that features my dear friend Drew. Rest in peace, Drew. Still comes up very often in conversation. You know, Drew be coming up to his 1 year anniversary. Let's see if the video is there. I think that I can share the video. So check out this video about smoking in Japan. I've just posted it now. It goes into the ins and the outs of smoking and what you need to know, the interesting like bits that people miss, and everything you need to know about smoking and the shocking side of smoking. I put a lot of work into that video, and not only that, but it does have a very dear friend in that video, and actually that was the last time that I saw him. That footage where I'm gonna tear up and everything, wait. The footage where he's explaining the smoking vending machine, the tobacco vending machine, that footage in that video was the last day that I saw him, and I said goodbye to him there. So yeah, and anyway, it's just I lost track of what I was saying. We have Civil Week in September, indeed. I made a video also about all the worst times to visit in Japan. You can check that out. Civil Week is in there for sure. Is back in the clay here? Yes, on my last trip. Not the experts, but back in the clay is. Okay. Oh, cool. What did you watch? That's good to know. Yeah, true. Oh yeah, there's lots of shisha in Japan, huh? Lots of shisha shops. Very interesting. As a non-smoker, I enjoy Japan so much. Yeah. Yeah, check it out. Leave a comment in the video. It would help, you know, like give it some interaction. YouTube sort of likes that usually. And yeah, check it out. Please do. I was just gonna say that. Let me just find it. Let me just find something here. Yeah, I was gonna say that I did post an update video. I'm just gonna post it here. Maybe you guys can check it out after the stream. I'm gonna be ending the stream shortly, but you can check out that update video that I posted. Sukumen with pork broth, or do you have any other options? Maybe Senpai knows. Sukumen in Kyushu in Kyushu is amazing. Tsukumen. Definitely. Vaping is something I have observed in nightlife tour videos in Japan. They have something that looks like vaping, but it isn't vaping, and vaping is actually not as prevalent as you might expect. They have like cigarettes there, oikos, I think they're called. As a smoker, I enjoyed places where I can eat and smoke afterwards. Yeah, I mentioned all of those things in the video. So anyway, guys, I am gonna start ending the video, the live stream here, and I forgot something very important, and that is before I end the live stream, and that is that I have a Tokyo banana that I need to eat, and also not just a Tokyo banana that I need to eat, but I have to get rid of one of the Tokyo bananas. Bye bye. Because I only have one live stream left before we head to Japan. I say we because, you know, I'm going to take you with you. Take me with you. Take you with me. Because we're going to live stream when I'm in Japan. Obviously. I'm excited. I haven't live streamed in ages. Love it. Nicotine vapes are illegal. That's what I thought. Don't wear perfume. It changes our experience, and then they smoke. I know, right? Get oikos. Macblend, have a great one. Take care. Matane. Thanks for the stream today. Lord McGray, always welcome. Banana time. Guys, check out my last video. And check out Happy Guys in also. And I can't eat. I'm eating too much. It's a cake from Tokyo. It's called Tokyo Banana. It's shaped like a banana. It's a sponge and it's got banana custard inside. And it hits the Happy Guy. That's it. It hits the spot. Before we end, just a quick thank you to Lord McGray, who sent 5 Ninja Monkey gift memberships at the beginning of the stream. Jim Ross, who sent 5 Ninja Monkey gift memberships also. To Jesse, who's been a member for 40 months. Lord McGray, 18 months a member. Also, Knights has been a member for a year. Wow. For Mr. D, thank you so much. And also for Japan Ichiban, thank you so much for your super chats and support. All of those funding, as YouTube calls it, definitely helps, you know, with everything, to be honest. So thank you so much. I gained 10 kilograms in 4 weeks in Japan, easy to do. You need to walk more. Less taxis, guys. Less taxis. I mean, I recommend Sakura Mobile just because I have an affiliate link. You can find it here. How was it? You can go to ninjasaru.com Sakura, and that will take you to my link. Anyway, on that note, thanks everyone for watching. See you in the next one. Stay positive and be a happy gaijin. And one more stream. Yeah, exciting.